LimeWire is absolutely that bad.
It used to be the shit, though.
Well, not even no.
Yeah.
When you actually know
now
what it was doing.
Now we know. Back then, I was a DJ.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Rant Files. I'm Nick, and this is my lovely wife and co-host, Miranda.
Hello.
She's going into this episode completely blind and doesn't know what any of the topics are. Now, last week, our theme was summer vacation, where we discussed all the chaotic things that go into summer vacations. This week, we're sticking with summer, but we're taking it back with throwbacks and nostalgia.
Ooh, again.
I'm calling this peak 2000s summer. So we're talking water hose drinking, blockbuster movie rentals, mall culture, LimeWire, staying outside until the street lights come on, burn CDs and MP3 players, and a whole lot more. Make you feel old?
Let's all go back for a moment.
No shit, there I was.
For real, I'm like, it's summer.
Installing malware.
I'm a kid. Yes, installing malware on the family computer because I want to listen to, what summer are we going with? We'll go with the Green Day summer. I got really into them for a whole summer there.
There you go.
Downloaded all of their albums. Sorry, Green Day. I don't know. The family computer paid the price, though, so I feel like I paid my dues.
So because it's that time of year again, I thought the appropriate theme for this week's Rant Files episode be peak 2000 summer. So our rant or rave, and maybe it's not that bad segments, will be peak 2000 summer related.
Okay.
But before that, it's time for our first Am I the Asshole? So this story is titled, Am I the Asshole for Refusing to Move from a Park Bench When Tourists Who Don't Like Dogs Wanted to Sit Down? It's a heat wave here, so I walked my Labrador later in the day than usual, and we ended the route at a park bench overlooking the city. She was off leash, and I was throwing the ball for her. A small group of tourists came by and called for my attention. They said one of their party was very frightened of dogs. My dog at this point was in thick bushes behind me, while the path to get past was in front of me. So I said, "Oh no, are you happy to walk by now while she's looking for the ball? Don't worry, she'll be a while." They hesitated and pointed to the bench I was perched on. They asked me to move or remove my dog so that they could sit on the same bench and look at the view. Now, I don't know bench rules, but I felt like I shouldn't have to leave, as I obviously can't move my dog away without me also moving away. I was also there first. Whether that holds any weight in bench etiquette, I'm not sure. I was also hot at the end of the walk and wanted to chill for a mo. So I instead directed them to a genuinely nicer bench around a 4-minute walk away that is situated in the actual viewpoint area of the city. Number 1 on TripAdvisor, in fact. They nodded, but they didn't leave and started asking several follow-up questions like, did you say 3 minutes away or 5? And where did you say the steps are again? I answered quickly, very aware that my dog had found her ball and was now trotting back towards me. My dog looped around them to get back, and when the tourist saw her walking closer, she let out a genuine blood-curdling scream and shouted, "Please don't, please stop." The others shielded her like she was under attack. I was so flustered because my dog was only walking past to get to me. I said sorry, and they gave me a look and left. Now, I totally appreciate that dog fear exists. I have a phobia myself, so understand how fear is just primal. And I feel terrible that she screamed, but I also don't know how I was supposed to best deal with this. Maybe I should have just immediately gone into the bushes and put her on the leash. Maybe I should have given up the bench. And maybe I'm so comfortable knowing what a cinnamon roll my dog is that I have blinders on to how others might view her. But I was using the bench first. Does that matter at all? Am I the asshole? Help. Edit. Due to people rightly asking, the park has no rules or restriction on dogs or dogs being off leash. So again, am I the asshole for refusing to move from a park bench when tourists who don't like dogs wanted to sit down?
No, absolutely not. People need to take responsibility for themselves. If you have a fear of dogs and you know that there is a dog around, you've already expressed like, oh my God, I'm scared, blah, blah, blah. And this person has obviously made it clear that they have no intention of leaving right now. The next step is for you to remove yourself.
It's your phobia, not mine.
Yeah. Well, that's also, there's like layers to boundaries. And so part of that, like if, you know, the first step of that is announcing like what your boundary is and asking, you know, for people to respect or however you want to approach that. But I mean, people always have, you know, they can always say no, or, you know, if they think that your request is unreasonable or something like that, regardless, you have no control over how somebody's going to respond to it.
Right.
The only thing you have control over is what you're going to do. So don't keep yourself in this situation and then act like the victim. You should have left when you knew that a dog was coming back to the vicinity that you're in.
And not only were you trying to take this person's spot, but you're also trying to kick the dog away too. So like you're trying to just completely take over the situation.
Yeah, well, not only that, but like you're here visiting. Like it's not like it's your hometown. It's not like you come here every day. This isn't a regular routine for you. You're a random fucking person.
Tourists,
move along.
Tourists are the worst.
Taurons are called Taurons for a reason.
Yes, exactly.
So I don't know. I'm just saying, I mean, it's not like, oh, if you don't like it, you need to leave. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, like, you're a guest here. Act like it.
Exactly. What's your opinion on, how do I word this? Where this took place and who the tourists are?
I don't know who the tourists are.
I know, but what's your take on it? If you had to venture a guess, do you think this is taking place in the States and that they're Europeans that are visiting, or other way around, or what do you think?
I guess I didn't think about like country. I was just imagining, because they said it was a city, so I was imagining like maybe well, it wasn't like when we went to Paris. Maybe like when we were in London, kind of like, you know, there's like the river and everything. Maybe like that kind of scenery. Okay. That's what I was thinking. Or like, you know, how you've seen in movies where it's like, I think like San Francisco and stuff where they're like on the side and there's all the water and there's like a bridge in the background. Like that's what I was imagining. Just like a city skyline, not any specific country.
Right, but what's your take on that though? One thing I do want to add before you answer is that I should have said this before I started it, but I did it just because it's the language that we know and what you would have recognized. They call it lead, take off lead.
Oh, okay.
So instead of leash, it's lead.
Oh, okay.
I replaced lead with leash because I knew you would understand that better.
Okay, so I'm guessing then you're European and these are American tourists, because that sounds like some uppity American shit that would happen.
Why? Why do you say that?
Come on.
I mean, why do you think the difference in not so much bench or park etiquette?
I'm just going to say, as someone who lived out of the country for a few years, I'm very aware of the stereotypes about Americans that we tend to live up to. Tend to be loud, obnoxious, want to take up a lot of space. Yeah, that's just as a whole, though. Those are the stereotypes.
What about when it comes to dogs? Continue with that thought. What do you think? How do Americans view dog etiquette?
I think that dog etiquette is a lot. I think it was a lot looser over there. I feel.
What do you mean by looser?
There's fucking dogs everywhere. Or am I thinking of here?
No, that's correct.
Right?
But depending on how you kind of mean that, though. So what do you mean that it's... What do you mean by that? It's looser. As far as like being on and off leash, or just being... The dogs being in like every store?
Dogs being everywhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think, I'm trying to remember. I think that was a big thing there that like obviously wouldn't seem in the grocery stores, but like it wasn't uncommon to see people with dogs in the stores there. So
yeah, that's true.
I don't know. I guess I didn't really pay too much attention to animals because we didn't have any at the time.
One thing that I've realized, and to be fair, to be transparent, I didn't realize this until I fully realized, I should say, until I was kind of looking through the comments, and it was overabundance of it. But Americans, and this makes complete sense, it's in a very Americanized way of thinking when it comes to on and off leash. because
Okay.
you're expected. You can get fined in the States for having
yeah.
a dog off leash. That's not a thing everywhere else in the world. That is
Oh, no, I
absolutely not a
believe
thing.
that.
So like
yeah.
this, especially if this is in Europe or anywhere other than the States, which obviously is not the United States, it's very normal to see a dog off leash, you know,
Yeah.
and I could not appreciate, that's not the word I'm looking for. I can see why the person screamed, reacted the way they did, if it's that scenario where it's an American group where they're used to, you know, probably has some kind of trauma with dogs, but then is used to dogs being on leash, and then they just see this rabid animal running around, and you got this European that's like,
I just feel like regardless of the
fuck are you doing?
nationality, it still comes down to the fact that like you knew what the situation was and you still chose to keep yourself there. You only have yourself to blame. I don't know what your trauma is with dogs. Honestly, don't really care to hear the story, but like,
not at all.
I mean, you knew that a dog was coming back and you chose to stick around, and then you're going to be like, "Ah! You had time to walk away."
And it sounds like they chose how I'm envisioning it. Maybe you're envisioning it a different way, but how OP lays this story out is that OP is on one side of a sidewalk on a bench, and then the dog is on the opposite side of the sidewalk, right? Because they're separated right now, because for the dog to get back to her, they have to, the dog.
Well, she said the dog's in bushes behind her and then the trail was in front of her.
Right, but when she starts talking about it, or when OP starts talking about it, the dog has to pass by those people.
Oh, I don't know if they were all standing in front of them or something.
My point is that the group that has a person in their party that's terrified of dogs, you chose to stop in that
That's
vicinity,
what I'm saying.
that spot where there's a dog right there.
That's what I'm saying.
You should have just kept pushing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And then you're sitting there asking all these questions. Like, if you were so scared, you could have been like, I'm just going to keep walking. We'll find it, blah, blah. And one person could have been like, okay, let me stick back and get some clarification. It's not that fucking hard. Like, people, I'm just so tired of people acting like everybody needs to be responsible for your fucking phobias and your boundaries and all your bullshit. It's your responsibility. If you want it enforced, make sure that you fucking enforce it.
Yeah.
If you're saying that you're uncomfortable in a situation and somebody else is not leaving, then leave.
Yeah, you don't have to stay there. Now,
Be responsible for yourself.
I guess if you're in a scenario where like it is completely unavoidable, you know what I mean? So like,
well, yes,
for
obviously.
example, right, would be like a peanuts in school kind of thing, right?
Well, yeah.
Where you actually have to, like, you can't avoid it, right?
Yes.
That scenario makes sense where you have to be like, look, I have this thing. That's not even a phobia.
Yes.
That's an allergy, right?
No, yes, that's obviously different.
Exactly.
That's a life-threatening situation.
You can leave this
yes,
scenario.
you have full control over yourself, over your situation, where you could have made a conscious decision to leave at any point before the dog came back. I don't fucking feel bad for you.
I think they really wanted that park bench.
I don't give a shit. Find another
didn't say
fucking
you should.
park bench.
Yeah, that
no,
I know.
I'm just saying.
But yeah, I think they just wanted that park bench.
Yeah.
But like at the same time, I think OP did the same, exactly what she should have, and actually point them to the actual, and it's quoted, viewpoint area of the city, #1 on TripAdvisor.
Yeah, like you tried your best to help the situation.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing that could be argued that maybe you did wrong was not, and I don't even think that you did that wrong by not leaving, because you were there first. I think it's rude as shit for people to come up to somebody who's sitting there peacefully by themselves and be like, hey, can you move? What the fuck is the matter with you?
I would almost not, to be fair, I don't think OP is the asshole in any way, shape, or form. But to go along with that point, I think my opinion would change if she did the exact opposite, because then you are not influencing. You are, what's the word? You are.
She did the exact opposite of what?
Giving up her seat and leaving and giving into their request, right?
Yeah.
Then you are just enabling. You're just enabling that behavior. So now they're going to go wherever else they're going to go and act the same way. You should absolutely stand your ground so that they understand this is not okay. Like, you can't just come in here. You're a fucking guest here, first of all.
That's what I'm
You're
saying.
not just going to push your way in here and have it your way.
Yeah, I mean, I would feel the same way if you lived in this city. I don't give a shit who you are. If somebody is sitting there minding their own business, just because you want to sit there doesn't mean that you get to be like, hey, can you move? I want that spot.
I don't give a shit what
I
you
don't
want.
care what you want. I want to throw you off the fucking edge of the cliff here. Does that matter?
Goodness.
I'm not going to do it.
So what's your verdict?
I'll push that bitch in the water. Not the asshole.
Goodness. Okay. That's mine as well. The overall Reddit verdict was also not the asshole. I got three this time. Yeah, 3 top comments. The first one is not the asshole. It's widely entitled of them to even ask. It's a public bench. You are there, and no, you don't have to move because someone's afraid of dogs. Yeah. Next one is not the asshole. You were on the bench first, so you had no obligation to give up your seat to the tourists, even if it was the best bench in the city. The lady was fearful of dogs and knew a dog was nearby, so she should have kept walking to avoid the dog, which is pretty obvious, I would think.
Yeah.
This one stood out the most to me. I'd say I was amazed by the sheer number of Americans in the comment section acting like their culture and rules about dogs being mandatory on leash applies around the world. But I'm really not. Not the asshole, OP. The tourists sound exhausting. If they're out in public and in a public park, they should expect to see freely roaming dogs. Same way they should expect to see joggers or cyclists or kids running around the green space. And I like how they call it green space. I thought that was so funny.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely correct. The only time I ever have an issue with dogs being off the leash is if they don't have a good recall or they're not trained or whatever, like obviously because that's a safety factor. Like I don't let our dogs off the leash because I know that they don't have good recall. Yeah. I know that they will completely lose control of themselves. That's why I don't even test it. But that's where, like, I understand the hesitation when you see something because some people are wildly irresponsible with their dogs.
Absolutely.
So I understand your fear on that level. However, I still come back to the same thing that they even said in the comments. Yeah. You knew there was a dog off the leash in the vicinity and you chose to stay.
I wonder if that's where the fear comes from, though, because not everybody understands that or abides by that principle. So, like, you do have these dogs. It happens all the time. Dog attacks and stuff. Dogs that are off leash that shouldn't be.
Yeah.
And that may be where the phobia comes from or whatever.
And I get that.
But, like, you need to, if you have phobia, remove yourself from that scenario.
Yes, I understand. I sympathize. However, your phobia is not my responsibility.
If you're afraid of sharks, don't go jump in the fucking middle of the ocean.
And where am I?
Yeah, landlocked. So, I mean, that's...
See how I keep myself away from the things that scare me? Oh my God, it's hard.
Some people just want a nice looking bench. I don't know. All right, let's get into some rant or rave. Since you liked how we did it last week, I'm going to continue running it a little differently.
Okay.
Since we normally always have a theme and go through all the topics, we're just going to go in order. Okay. So you'll know the theme, but you just won't know the next topic until I give it to you. Whereas before, you would choose from the list of 4, right? And like I said, these are all peak 2000s summer themed.
I'm ready.
So first up, we got blockbuster movie rentals.
I think we just talked about this. Yeah, I mean, I'm down for it.
Yeah?
Yeah. Any kind of rentals. I feel like we should bring that back in general.
What about...
Did Family Video go out of business?
I'm not sure. I have no idea.
They paired with Marco's for a while there. I wonder whatever happened to them.
I think they're still around. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. I wonder if there's one here.
But when it comes to rant or rave, I guess the rant or rave could be... The rave could be walking through Blockbuster on a Friday night for like an event, right? Or the rant could be like, I'd rather just stream it.
I mean, yeah, absolutely. You know what I mean? I would definitely rather just stream it always. But
really?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm 50-50.
I mean, that does bring back the nostalgia of it and everything, but it's always easier to just stream it.
Yeah.
Because then, like, what if the movie sucks? Then we can just switch to another movie.
That's true. That's a good point. I guess what I don't know where my mind went when I made it, when I wrote it, right, was that like the feeling you get. I don't know if you ever felt this, but like when you go into like a Blockbuster and like you didn't really get you weren't privy or you weren't like aware of like the new releases unless you were like monitoring it or something. But as a kid, who's doing that, you know?
No.
But you walk into Blockbuster on a movie night or whatever, you're gonna rent something, and all of a sudden the new movie that you've been hearing about or whatever is there. You know? That's kind of where I was going with it. You know what I mean? But like, I guess you get the same kind of feeling when it pops up on like Netflix. And you're like, oh wow, this movie's out. You know what I mean? But I think like just being a kid and being back in the 2000s and seeing that, and it's like right in front of you. It's not just a click of a button, but it's like, and then especially like, you know, remember when the whole wall was just filled with the same?
Oh yeah,
same,
definitely.
And then you get the the last copy.
That's what I'm saying. I swear we just had this conversation like not long ago. But yeah. But no, I mean, like I definitely used to go, because in the little town that I grew up in, there was like the little Casey's that was there.
Oh, okay.
And so there was a little section in the back that had the movies and stuff back there. So we would always go there and just kind of see what there was. See if there was anything new. There was hardly ever multiple copies of anything. And like, it wasn't uncommon for there to just be old movies too. So
that kind of goes along with another rant that I wrote down too, is driving all the way there just to find out new release was completely gone.
Yeah.
That could be another rant too.
That's how it was, except that we would like walk there.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. Yeah. Obviously.
Yeah, we'd be like, oh, let's walk to Casey's and see if there's anything that we can rent, and like, let's get some snacks and blah, blah, blah. Or like sometimes, you know, me and my cousin would be like, oh, we're going to have like a sleepover, which was just a regular fucking Saturday night, let's be honest. And we'd be like, yeah, let's go rent some movies, and then we're gonna get some food and like just lock ourselves in our room and like watch movies all night, and good stuff.
Now it's just a click of a button.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you still got to go get the snacks, but
that's true.
You know, the thrill of the journey, that was always there, because we just had to walk everywhere. You know, I mean, so that was part of it, like the excitement of like, oh my God, let's go see what's there. And then on the way back, we're like, we got movies and snacks. Yeah.
Oh, peak 2000s. Next up, we got mall culture. What do you think about mall culture?
I never like super hung out at the mall, I guess, because the mall was always like a ways away from where I lived.
That's fair. Yeah, you were in the bumfuck.
Yeah, bumfuck nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was always like a treat going to the mall.
Oh, okay.
But I did like it a lot. I used to love going to like Hot Topic and Spencer's. And
everything,
what was that
the
one
food
CD place called? Was it Sam Goodies? Is that the place? I wonder if that's what I'm thinking of. I wonder if that's
Sam
wrong.
Goodies?
Yeah. It was this is in like the River Hills Mall in Mankato in Minnesota. This was back in the day. But yeah, so they had like a whole CD store and everything in there. I think they had like records in there. There was records and CDs, I want to say. And then they had like incense. I used to go there and buy like the incense.
In a music store?
Yeah.
That's so weird.
And then, there was also a carousel.
Oh, you
so
go.
when I was little, I would always be like, Mom, I'm at a carousel.
Yeah, they used to have food courts, arcades, shopping, and just all the chaos in one place.
I used to love that Sbarro pizza. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but that's how it looks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the big slices.
Those are good, yeah.
Yeah, the pizza that we just got the other night honestly made me think of that. It was
true.
Like a little flashback.
Yeah, nostalgia right there.
Yeah, and then where else? Oh, there was this ice cream place. And they had this ice cream. It was called Superman flavor. And
that sounds familiar.
Yeah, it was like all these different colors. And then I think there was a different one that was like bubble gum. And then it had little pieces of bubble gum in it. And then there was also this Greek place too there at the mall. And they had like the big meats, the big kebab meat, you know? That was like spinning around and it'd cook, and you get like, they slice it in front of you and put it in these big ass, like the pita.
Yeah.
The pita, the one that you open up, like the little pocket. And the thing was called a shawarma.
It was like gyros.
Kind of,
right,
but it was really good. I used to love those.
That's funny.
What else was there? Oh my God,
I mean, I think they still have them, but pretzels. Debbie's or whatever.
Yep, Auntie Anne's.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep. And then, but yeah, Deb's, I think I got like one of my prom dresses there.
Oh,
I
there you
think. Yeah. So, wow.
Yeah. See, that was like a one-stop shop for
That's crazy.
a lot.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of a
Malls
dying
used to
culture
be-
now.
Yeah.
But I think I don't know, at least here in the Springs, they're really trying to bring it back. They're standing up an aquarium
Yeah.
inside this one. And there's Dick's, and there's like, there's even this remote control car thing, but it's like rock wall climbing.
Yeah.
So they're doing a lot of unique things, but
Yeah, they're
there's a
trying to
lot of
make it
malls
exciting,
that are
but
just
yeah.
like, I see it all the time on social media. Malls are
dying. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, maybe it'll come back because like it makes sense, especially as like a hangout and stuff. It's kind of depressing when you see on social media or like
there's like no place for kids
anywhere
to go, like teenagers to go hang out and stuff.
Yeah, but I mean that used to be the spot, and it still could be.
I mean, yeah, that
You know?
used to be like, oh, we're gonna go to the mall, or like let's go hang out at the mall or something like that. Or, you know, I mean, I guess usually it would be me like going with my family and stuff.
Yeah.
But we would go and our parents would be like, all right, you have this much time. See ya. And they're like, just don't leave the building. Like that was the main thing.
Yeah,
and
see,
we were free to just fucking go. And they would be like, all right, at this time we're gonna meet back here, we'll eat, and then we're gonna leave or whatever, you know. But it was like break.
That's another topic that you could do for the 2000s too, is how freely people were with their kids.
Yeah.
Nowadays, like absolutely not.
Mhm.
You're not gonna go. No.
No, it was a different time back then.
Exactly. Next up, we got burn CDs and MP3 players.
Oh my God. I used to love burning CDs.
I am the complete opposite. It is
Really?
a rant for me. Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Even when you were younger, you didn't like burning CDs?
I know. Looking
Fucking
back,
weirdo.
I don't think I would have. I mean, I did it obviously because I had to.
Oh.
But like looking back though, I don't miss it at all. You know what I mean?
I mean, well, everything is
like,
streaming now, so you
yeah.
don't need to.
But you take like 45 minutes to burn a CD.
Sometimes longer.
Yeah.
Sometimes it took a whole day just to download one song.
God.
And then you download it and it'd start going, and then you'd get someone in the background talking about, yo, this is my mixtape.
Oh God.
Some fucking SoundCloud bullshit, you know? Like,
see, that's
yeah, and
that's
then,
awful.
Yeah, then they start rapping over the song, and you're like, I waited.
And you just spent all
I
day
waited all day and infected my family computer for this. Now I got to start again.
That's not great. That's not great. Yeah, you really just everybody that used that either. What was it? Was
LimeWire and Napster.
Yeah, like those are just
used them both.
Malware. That's all it is. That's all you're downloading. I guess MP3 players were definitely better for sure, because then you could actually like there was a display.
I did like
you know what
those.
I mean? So you didn't have to just like skip. Remember the days we actually just had to like skip through songs to
I was
find
gonna
yours?
say all of my MP3 players were like that. I think you're thinking of an iPad. iPads were the one, or
iPod?
not iPods.
Yeah,
iPods were the ones that
my
you
MP3
could like scroll through.
Had a digital display.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, you had
whereas
a fancy one.
Whereas like a CD, like a Walkman, you'd have to like. There's no digital display. I mean, I guess some of them did.
Not,
but it's really just like the time and stuff. Like it didn't like you couldn't cycle through songs.
Yeah,
you know
you would really have to. I think you would have to just like fast forward.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think sometimes there would be, wasn't there eventually like a Walkman that you could like fast forward and then it would stop at the next song, but then you would still have to fast forward through to the next song?
Oh,
I
maybe,
swear that was a thing.
Yeah.
Is that like,
could be.
Maybe it's a Mandela effect. Maybe it,
oh God.
Who knows?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what else. Yeah, I used to have like this teeny, literally the size of my eyeball.
Yeah.
This tiny little MP3 player, and it just would like clip on.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And then I used
They
to
used
take
to
that
be
to
big,
work
though.
all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, especially like when discs get scratched.
Oh,
that was the worst too.
That was the absolute worst.
Mm-hmm.
God, I
now you gotta
hated
burn the
that
whole
so
thing
much.
again.
But the best thing ever, though, was when you would get a brand new CD player because you were like, hell yes, it's untainted. Probably everything is going to work on this. And you would try to play like every CD at least once.
God.
Just to see.
Oh, God. Finally, we got public pools. Remember, you're in the 2000s, not right now.
Okay. In the 2000s. In the 2000s, I was a real follower, and I went to the pool to hang out with my friends.
Yeah.
As much as I fucking hated it, and as awful as it was on my hair, because it was hell every single time.
Ooh.
I went home and I showered. I would have to wash my hair over and over and over again, trying to get all the chlorine out of it. And then I got fucking scabies from going to the public pool.
Oh,
and that was, I think,
great.
one of the last times I went to that pool.
Yikes.
And then when I was in high school, part of PE, because remember, I lived in a really small town. So that would be part of like a unit in PE. So we would walk from the school down to the public pool.
Okay. Right.
And I would very conveniently forget my swimsuit.
Oh.
Often.
No. I mean, yeah, if it's damaging your hair,
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense to me.
I didn't like it. And I even told my PE teacher that one time, because he was like, Miranda, like, you've got to, come on, you got to start participating. You got to start doing something. And I was like, listen. And I like looked around. I was like, I am not like all of these other little white girls.
Yeah.
Okay. If I get in that pool, I got to spend the rest of the day washing my hair.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it. And I was like, this is my first class of the day.
Oh.
I'm not going swimming.
Yeah.
And then spending the rest of the day at school like that.
That's rough.
I'm not doing it.
So that's a rant for you.
Yeah. I don't like the public pool. I don't really like swimming at all. I don't like pools.
I used to love, I don't know if I would do it in a, I don't remember the last time I did it in a public pool, but definitely private pools. I would definitely dive for rings and stuff like that. I used to love doing that. It was so much fun. And then what else? Oh, when we went to Great Wolf Lodge, that was a lot of fun because of the wave pool and the slides and everything. But like, I definitely wouldn't just go to a public pool and just swim. That's
I'm not a
Kids
fan.
are peeing in it and all that stuff and the chlorine. It's just no.
Yeah, I don't like pools, but
Yeah.
I guess we're going to one anyway.
All right, time for our next Am I the Asshole? So this story is titled, Am I the Asshole for Not Contributing to the Tuition Fee? Hello, everyone. I am 48 years old. My husband has a daughter from his first marriage. She is 22. She never wanted to have a relationship with me, and I have always been careful with her. I never tried to be her mother. I stayed in my lane and kept things respectful. Our relationship was always distant, but fine. Coming to the point, she wants to go to grad school. My husband saved a specific amount for this purpose. It was meant for a local university. She suddenly changed her mind. She applied to an expensive school, which my husband claims that he didn't know, and got in. The tuition there is double what my husband saved. He told her clearly that this is out of his budget. She did not seem to care too much about it, and she just expected the money to appear. This stressed my husband a lot, so my husband has been discussing the tuition gap. I have some personal inheritance money that I keep separate. I have saved this to buy a house together. My husband had asked me if I could cover the difference for his daughter. I told him no. I did not feel it was my responsibility as we had agreed to keep this part separate. I could see how he was stressed about it, so I agreed to think about it. I believe he talked to his sister at one point and told her about our conversation. 2 days later, sister-in-law told the daughter that I was paying for the school. The daughter called me out of nowhere. She was suddenly very warm and thanked me over the phone. I was completely confused. I told her straight out that there was a misunderstanding. I told her I am not paying for it. The call went cold immediately. The conversation felt like it went from 0 to 100 suddenly. She said she always knew I did not care about her future. She said I was hoarding money just to be cruel. She went on a rant and mentioned how I am controlling her with the money. A few choice words were said, and I called her entitled. I feel completely blindsided. She only showed me warmth when she thought she was getting my money. She has ignored me for years before this. Now my husband is acting quiet. He says he understands my choice, but his silence feels heavy. I can tell he expects me to just cave and pay it to keep the peace. My sister-in-law made a mess, and now I look like the villain. I have the funds, but the entitlement makes me sick. I refused to back down during the argument and told her she needs to grow up. What should I do, or if there is a middle ground in this? So again, am I the asshole for not contributing to the tuition fee?
No, it kind of sounds like entitlement runs in the family. Yeah, I don't think you did anything wrong. That's, like I always say, it's your money. So at the end of the day, it's your decision what you want to do with it. But especially because of the fact, like, I mean, you said that things have been like cordial and stuff like that, but she clearly has not wanted anything to do with you. So I think it's kind of funny how she can continue acting like that for so long and then turn around and be like, money, please. No.
Yeah.
Like, take out some student loans. Go into debt like the rest of us.
I mean,
the fuck?
Yeah. Scholarships, get a job.
Yeah,
There
that's,
are
I mean,
options.
as far as the dad goes, he easily could have said, like, okay, well, this is what I had saved up because this is what I planned on because you've aspired to do so much more. This is what I have to offer. You just need to cover the difference.
It's a good co-op.
That's better than
good.
nothing.
That's good. Yeah.
And then it still keeps it to where the dad's holding up his end of the deal because he did save up all the money. He did try to pre-plan. Mm-hmm. It's not his fault that she changed her mind. But yeah, I think it's ridiculous to expect this woman who it sounds like you've, for the most part, iced out of your life, or at least like not tried to build a decent relationship with.
Not at all.
Why would you expect her to shovel out thousands of dollars for you?
Entitlement.
That's what I'm saying, though, is that it
assume.
seems like the entitlement runs in the family because the dad seems to think that it's okay for him to expect his wife to pay for it. You seem to think it's okay for his wife to pay for it. And the aunt also thinks it's okay for the wife to pay for it.
Yeah.
So where the fuck are any of you contributing anything except maybe the dad? And even that still, I would be like, this per our original agreement, and also based on the relationship that I've not had with your daughter, I will be keeping my money for what I had planned. And while you're at it, don't put his name on that house.
That's funny.
I'm just saying.
That's what a lot of people said in the comments as well.
Yeah.
I guess we'll get into those. I don't think I copied any of those over. There
Okay.
was one, though, that I wanted to read. I don't know if I can find it now that we are talking about the dad. A lot of people are going in on the dad. And I just want to read this one comment from OP.
Okay.
Thank you for your reply. I believe he doesn't have any malice regarding talking with sister-in-law, as they usually talk about almost everything. But I just don't understand how the confusion came out to be. We have had a good relationship, and he supports me. So it just makes me feel guilty seeing him stuck into this situation. And yes, that was my original motivation because it was college or school that I could have considered. But this just makes it difficult. So it sounds like the relationship between OP and the dad is strong, right? But I do agree that I don't think that he should have spoken to the sister-in-law about it. But I also don't think that he told the sister-in-law to do anything.
I mean,
You know what I mean?
yeah, I guess
I think she just took it on her own.
Regardless,
accord.
he definitely needs to be the one to be setting the record straight between the aunt and the daughter, because those are both of your
Right.
relationships.
Yes. The sister,
So,
yeah, right, sister-in-law,
Yeah.
right, yeah.
So you need to let your sister know that she needs to stay in her own lane and not start butting into your family business.
I agree.
And then you also need to let your daughter know that she laid the foundation for this.
Yeah.
And it's not fair. It's completely irrational for you to expect somebody to come through for you like this when you have not given them anything to begin a relationship with.
Well, I think she's just looking at it like out of pure convenience. You know, she didn't want to put in the work. You know what I mean? And now she wants to have the convenience of using her money, and it's like it doesn't work like that.
Well, you didn't want to put in the work, and I don't want to put down
Exactly.
the fucking down payment on your tuition.
Not at all. No.
I'm not.
But I do think it's a good point, though, that the dad can still move forward with, giving, the portion that he had saved for, I think it was community college or whatever it was. And this is a good start. But then
Yeah.
if you want to do all this other stuff, because the fact that she has this mentality that, and obviously this is just OP's words, but it probably holds true, is that the daughter just thinks that the money's going to appear out of nowhere. That entitlement is dangerous, right? And I think feeding into that is just going to make that worse. And we're fostering a real Karen environment right now. So I think if you go the route, like you had said, is give that pool of money, be like, this is what I saved up. This was the original plan.
Yeah.
If you want to expand on that, that's fine. I know you're accepted and everything, but like you're going to have to fund it. So obviously you're going to have to do loans or scholarships or get a fucking job.
Yeah.
Go
do they have work study in grad school? I don't know. Go do that. But yeah, I mean, it's great that you have high expectations and aspirations for yourself.
Yeah.
That's lovely. But you need to foot the bill for that, not somebody else.
The rest of the bill, not even the bill, the rest of the
bill. Yeah, take what your daddy's offering you and then like let that be it.
Exactly.
But I wouldn't.
Not to get too deep into this, but before we get into the comments and verdicts and everything, there's one thing that came up constantly, and I'm curious to see what your thought is. So the inheritance thing, right? People are. I am always on the side of saving the relationship in most of these stories, whereas a lot of people in comments say just fucking nuke it, right? I understand both sides of it. But with this one, there was a lot of people, I don't know if it was because of this story that they have this kind of opinion that they've formed for the relationship between OP and the husband, right? But with that aside, or I guess you can even, if you really wanted to, you could put that into your kind of your opinion. Okay. But what do you think about the inheritance and not putting him on the deed?
What do you mean? What do I think about it?
If it's
your inheritance, then that's your money. And if I don't know.
But usually in like a couple, right? All the money that comes into it is shared in a pool. So why would the inheritance be separate?
If that's how you guys run things, then yeah.
Okay, so that's okay, I see.
Yeah, if you already have things established where all your finances are combined, then yeah, obviously if that's what you guys do, then it is both of yours. It's fucked up to go from being like, this is ours to just being like, no, it's mine. Like that's obviously going to start problems.
It seems like that's what's happening.
Well, if you guys have it sounds like she said that I keep it separate, right?
Verbatim, hold on. Keep this separate is what she said. So that would just be, that tells me, in my opinion, that it's just this and not everything else. Which I just found that interesting.
It could be that you keep this separate and then you guys have a fund that you both put in on bills. I don't know. But I mean, regardless, when it comes down to an inheritance, one person's that beneficiary.
Of course.
So
my thing was,
you were the beneficiary and you guys keep your finances separate, then yeah, that is your money. So
it sounds like they do. The only thing that's separate is the inheritance. But then I just found it interesting that she's saving that money to buy them a house. So I'm assuming that them a house would be them both on the deed. Is just my assumption, right? But there was a lot of people in the comments that were like, don't put him on that deed. Don't put him on that deed. And I understand it's kind of like a prenup, right? If you are already in the mindset of getting a prenup and all that, and you have a prenup or whatever, right? Or like you run your finances separate, right? Then you're just kind of going along with what you already practice. And that makes sense to me. But if you already go off of a pool, right? So like one person earns all of the money, right? And then that's been our money this entire time. And then the other person gets inheritance and they're like, oh no, this is my money. You got me all the way fucked up. Like absolutely fucking not, because all the money that I've been making this whole time has been ours. So now as soon as you make money, now it's yours? Hell no.
I mean, yeah, that's what I'm saying is that if you do that flip-floppy shit, then yeah, that does make it significantly more difficult.
But the amount of people in the comments that were just not jumping down her throat, but like giving her advice to be like, do not put him on that deed. And this is one of those things with Reddit that like people are so quick to judge like that. But like, what if they already share finances and now like he's been funding everything, she gets this inheritance? You know what I mean? That's just what I wanted the opinion on, like what you thought.
I always come back to just making sure like that you have a plan, I guess, a safety plan. So I think why a lot of people will kind of lean towards that way when it comes to women in these situations is because it's not uncommon for women to get stuck in like shitty situations because the husband controls the money. So if that's a situation where like things have been tense for a while or whatever, and like you get this inheritance, if I'm in a bad situation and you're controlling the money and I get an inheritance, you're damn right that's my fucking money because that's 100%. My way out and I'm taking it.
Yeah.
So
obviously
that's, 100%. I mean, yes, absolutely. But that's also
sense.
why I'm saying is that like, you never know, people change. And it's definitely it's typically easier for men to just walk away because they typically are the breadwinners. So you know, even in other scenarios where we've said like with, in the case with the wife whose husband wanted to go back to med school, like, yeah, you guys have been in this, you've been a team and everything like that, but there's nothing stopping him from getting to where he wants to be in life, making a bunch of money and then just dropping you like a fucking hot potato.
Yeah.
And then you have to start all over from scratch. You have nothing.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't judge women when they hold money aside or they have their own reserve or they want to keep something safe for themselves, because you never know. And at the end of the day, you need to make sure that you're taking care of yourself, because like I've said before, in the time of a divorce or splitting up, that person who has been loving to you is not going to be that same person that you are leaving.
No.
So,
and I feel like obviously every relationship probably thinks that they're going to last forever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I feel like there's got to be some kind of like, there are certain situations where like, you know, like this is, you know what I mean? So if you don't have that feeling, then I 100% agree. You know what I mean? Like if there's any kind of like the controlling thing, like anything like that.
But like things like this too, where like it's starting, like finances are becoming an issue and like families overstepping boundaries, like all of that could very easily snowball into like much bigger things. So if you if you have an opportunity to keep your shit separate just to make it a little bit easier in the event that you guys might split up or it might get extra tense or something, I say take that extra precaution.
If you're in that, if you're in that scenario, for sure.
I mean, obviously that's not for me I can't say what your situation is. I'm not in it, but that's just my overall opinion on that kind of stuff.
And I feel like she's in this one. It seems like even like her comment that I read too, it seems like they have a very strong relationship. They communicate, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. And this right here, he says he understands my choice, but his silence feels heavy. So it's more of a feeling for her. I can tell he expects me to just cave and pay to keep the peace. I think he's just, in my opinion, I don't think there's any kind of malicious. I don't know if he wants you to pay it. I think like as a father, right? He probably feels like he failed his daughter because he can't front the whole bill.
I mean, yeah, he probably is feeling.
Maybe that's where the silence is coming from.
That's a very good possibility. However, it's still not your responsibility to fix the situation. So don't let that.
I'm not paying for that.
Yeah, don't let that guilt you into paying the tuition. It's not your fault if he's feeling like he's coming up short as a parent. That's not his fault. He actually did what he thought was right according to his plan, according to what he thought the long game was going to be. It switched up on him. He didn't know. It's not his fault either.
It may seem like he's not doing everything right. He's not fronting the whole bill or whatever. But if you look at it from another point of view, there's a lot of people, I would argue most people, don't have mommy and daddy to or one of the other to pay for tuition. We all had to fucking figure it out. Yeah. Loans, scholarships, a job, stuff like that. You know what I mean? So like he's still doing, I would argue, he's doing more than most parents do.
Well, I also feel like because this is your daughter, you're part of the problem for why she's feeling this way, why she is thinking that she's, you mean? Okay. Why she thinks that you're just going to foot the bill for this. Like, why have you not laid the foundation to make her be understanding if like, this is what you have to offer? And then like, okay, now she needs to figure it out or something like that.
Well, she changed up the plan. So they did have that.
I know, but that's what I'm saying too, though, is that it's the fact that you're telling her that you don't have this money. And then she's, somewhere along the lines.
Saying.
Yeah. Like that has something to do with how she was raised.
So
also.
you're saying like more so how she's reacting to the entirety of the bill not being covered. Okay.
Somewhere along the lines, she was taught that this entitlement is it's something that people will respond to. And you've been responding to it clearly, and
we don't have this information. But I'm wondering, where is the mother in all this, and why isn't she paying for anything?
I don't know.
Why is the dad? Now, if she's tragically passed, then that's a different scenario.
That's a different scenario. But regardless, I mean, as the step parent who's like, it sounds like you've been pretty hands off. Now isn't the time for you to decide, like, for everyone to expect you to be hands on. I mean, that's just
especially as a 22-year-old.
Well, it's just shitty. Like, you can't reject this relationship forever and then be like, now I need money.
Exactly.
Come help me.
And then when you refuse to do it, so when you say no, now you're like, oh, now you're holding over me.
Like, oh, you don't care about my future. You didn't care about our present. So what do you mean? Like,
so what's your verdict?
Not the asshole.
Again, the question is, am I the asshole for not contributing to the tuition fee? Not the asshole. I would absolutely agree.
Yeah.
So would Reddit, thankfully. The overall Reddit verdict was not the asshole. I got, I think, 3 comments this time. Yeah. The first one is not the asshole. She's an adult. She can find a way to pay for her own tuition like an adult. There are plenty of grants, scholarships, and loans for people who apply for them. Yeah. Plenty of people don't have mom and dad providing any of their education costs, and they manage. She chose to not want a relationship with you. You have no obligation to her. Even if you were her actual blood parent, you are not required to pay for her tuition.
That's true.
Most parents fucking don't.
Yes, absolutely.
Like,
I mean, most parents can't, but yeah, there's definitely those that won't.
Exactly.
And it's just the fact of life.
Yeah, you gotta move on.
It sucks if you know that they can afford it and they won't do it, but some of us don't even have that option.
That sense of entitlement is...
Yeah, like if you want something, you got to figure out how to make that shit work for yourself.
Yeah.
That's the way it's going to be no matter what the situation is.
Stop expecting people to come and fucking save you. Like you already have, I don't know if it's half, I'm going to say half. But you already have half of your tuition paid for. Like figure out the other half.
Exactly.
You're already ahead of the game of most fucking people.
Exactly. And if you don't want to, then go to a school that's within your means.
Yeah, see? There you go. Second one is not the asshole. Your husband was wrong for even entertaining the idea of paying for a degree program that exceeded what he had budgeted, and it is completely out of line for anyone in his family to expect you to use your inheritance on his daughter, no matter your relationship. And how dare he discuss your finances with his sister? There is no middle ground. She needs to find a way to fund her selfish ways elsewhere. Mm-hmm. Which, I mean, I even agree with discussing the finances with the sister. And I think I read it. But she even says that him and his sister talk about everything. Mm-hmm. But there are certain things that should just remain within the household or the relationship. Yeah. There's things that we talk about that shouldn't leave that relationship. Yeah. You know what I mean? So like, this is one of those things. So I completely agree with that.
Yeah. I mean, especially I think that's a big one when it comes to finances too. Like I definitely wouldn't blab to everybody if like you got an inheritance or something, because a lot of times that's when like people come asking for handouts and stuff. Yeah. So that's
cousins you didn't know existed.
Exactly. It's like winning the lottery. Like it's the same shit.
Your dad's going to call you.
No number, who this?
Oh, every episode. The third comment is not the asshole.
Father's Day is going to be fun.
Not the asshole. Where are her savings? Has she heard of loans? Getting a job. There are a lot of things you can do if you need money for grad school. Yeah. And again, where's the mother in this?
Yeah. I mean, girl, go sell some feet pics. You'll be fine.
Ooh, okay. All right.
People like
time for maybe it's not that bad. This one is about something that most people hate, but you actually don't mind or you think wouldn't be that bad. And again, we're just going to go in order. Yeah. Because we're back to our peak 2000 summer theme. Okay. So first up, we got water hose drinking.
Oh my God.
Maybe it's not that bad. Did you ever do that?
Yes. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm definitely one of those kids that was told go outside and don't come back until the street lights come on, or don't come back until it starts getting dark, or whatever.
Yeah, hold on to that one.
Yeah, but I was definitely one of those kids. So, you know, like there was no running in and out of the house to get a drink of water. Or like if we did, we had like maybe a couple times to come inside before it was like, quit running in and out of the house. So we all learned fairly young how to work the water hose.
I feel like that just boosted your immune system, though.
It did.
You know what I mean?
It did. And you know what?
Like,
that was some good water too. I'm not gonna lie.
Not immediately.
No, you couldn't drink it right away. Yes,
second.
you had to let it run for a minute.
Yeah.
But it was always
and then you got that hot,
don't
like,
get the
rubber
hot
flavored water.
No,
But
you
let it
got
run for a second.
You got to let it run, and then you got that cold water that like almost tastes like it was in the ground.
I mean, it's like
It has
spring
like that-
water.
like that earth, not like moldy, but like a earthy, almost like
mold.
muddy flavor. I don't know how to explain it.
Well, it's not coming from a water
like
table.
Smells
it's
like you know how it smells after it rains.
coming from your house.
I know, but like that's what I liken it
Interesting.
to.
Okay, I wonder
that's
if that's
what
like
I remember
a
it being. Yeah.
what's the word? Where like your mind plays tricks on you, kind of thing.
Like the Mandela effect.
Is that the same thing?
I think
okay.
maybe. I don't know if that's what you're talking about.
Yeah, but like you just kind of imagine it. Yeah, I guess so. It would make sense. You looking back on it, that makes sense. Yeah,
that's just what I feel like it was
That's
like
funny.
that. But yeah, no, I did not mind. I had no problem drinking out of the hose.
Now everybody needs filtered water.
I know. I'm about to do that with the kids this summer. Just lock them outside. Drink out of the hose.
I don't know if you can do that nowadays. I mean,
It's
I'm sure
too
you
hot.
can, but I don't know.
It's too hot.
Yeah,
Probably.
well,
or it will be. I don't want them to
don't
get
know.
sunburnt.
They
That's
just
my only concern.
My only thing is like you're introducing something very new, right? Whereas like with us, we grew up with it. So it's kind of like in I don't know, this might be a bad example, but like Mexico, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you go there as a tourist, you're told don't touch the water, right? But then the locals, that's all they all they drink.
They might be they might be able to digest it and everything.
They're used to it, right?
Yeah.
So the same thing goes with this. If you take 12, 13-year-old that's never done that ever, and all of a sudden they do, I don't know if they get sick or not.
That's true.
Because like we were doing that as
hose. Yeah.
if you're doing
fair.
that from super little and you come up doing that, your body's going to get used to it. But if you haven't done that for 13 years and all of a sudden you introduce it to your system, I don't know. That might fuck up your stomach, kind of like water from Mexico.
I did him such a disservice.
You know what I mean?
Should have had him drinking out of the hose all these years.
Well, he still got a chance with the small one. He may love it. He's going to get soaking wet, though.
He probably
That's the
will
problem.
love it. Yeah.
Next up, we got staying outside until the streetlights come on.
Yeah. Good times, man.
Kids today, the example that I have right here is that kids today miss out on the freedom of roaming the neighborhood all day with zero supervision and somehow making it home exactly on time.
Literally.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't tell you how many memories I have of just like riding like a maniac on my bike or like rollerblading with my friends through town and like, just running amok.
I would definitely feel more comfortable doing that in a small town.
Oh, yeah.
In like a small city that we're in. It's, I don't know.
I'm trying.
Not only has
it's
like
hard.
times changed, but I don't know. Just the small
It's not
town
the same.
to the city is just
Yeah.
the interstate's right there.
I know.
And I don't like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No. I just grew up in small towns, so
Yeah.
it was always easy to do that.
That's the great thing about a small town.
Yeah. I mean, it's really cool when you're younger, and,
Up
but
until a point.
I was gonna say, until
then
you
you
get
start
to
getting
like
in trouble.
middle school, or not middle school, but up until you get to like high school, and then you're like, fuck this shit.
Middle school.
I'm gonna start getting into trouble. Yeah, it was middle school.
So I mean,
but
but it's good. Like you said, it's good up until a point, and then so that's not to get too off topic, but that's how I feel about small towns. Is that it's great for certain things and for a certain amount of time until you start getting bored.
Yeah.
And then you just start getting into trouble. That's the good thing about city living.
Yep.
Is that there is more things you have to be aware of, especially like as kids are coming up. You got to be a lot more careful, cars and just people in general.
Yeah,
but then as they get older, there's more for them to do, more programs and just more things to do in general. So they're less likely to get into that sort of thing.
Yeah,
there's still a chance,
options.
but there's a lot more options for them to do other than all that bad shit they'd be doing in a small town. And that's kind of what I ran into, you know, as a kid is like, I just got bored and then got into all this other shit. You know?
Got bored, started hanging out with the wrong people.
Exactly. So like
it happens.
But yeah, exactly. But staying outside until the street lights come on for sure was definitely a what do you call it? Is it a core memory?
Oh, absolutely.
That's what it's called?
Yes. I remember also my uncle, like, so this was in Delavan in Minnesota. And my uncle would we'd all go and go to the park over by the school and everything. So they lived over here and then you'd have to walk down this way and then over to the park. So it was a ways. But when it was time for us to come home, my uncle would just go outside and do one of his super loud whistles, put the fingers in the mouth whistles. And we would everybody would stop and would be like, and then he'd whistle again and would be like, it's time to go.
Yeah.
Everybody clean up. Everybody gather. That was funny. Just always the signal. So and it would be some of us kids would be at the park playing and then our brothers would be playing basketball over at the bus barn or something. But no matter where we were because it was such a small town, it's tiny.
Yeah, you see, you can't do that here.
No, but literally, so no matter where we were, we'd hear the whistle, and then you just see kids walking back to the house because we were all summoned back home.
That is a great thing about a small town that you just can't get in a city. You can whistle all day long here. No one's gonna fucking hear you.
No, not at all. But yeah, we just get into so much shit and. Yeah, then at the end of the day, just come home just in time for dinner and be like, what were you doing all day?
Yeah.
Just hanging out with my friends.
Playing. Yeah, exactly.
Just playing with my friends.
Yep.
Meanwhile, we built 10 forts.
Yeah.
Found a dead body.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm just kidding. That
Core
was from that
memories.
movie.
Next up, we got LimeWire.
Oh,
which
God.
I guess we already kind of talked about a little bit.
One.
But that's definitely your family computer is getting nothing but viruses.
I mean, nowadays, absolutely not. Back
I don't even
then,
think
though, I was like, hell yeah.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah. But just downloading one song, could take hours.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm so careful with what I download in general. So.
That is absolutely that bad, though. LimeWire is absolutely that bad.
It used to be the shit, though.
Well, not even know.
Yeah.
When you actually know
now
what it was doing.
Now we know. Back then, I was a DJ.
I feel like people that were in cyber or IT or anything like that during that time knew.
Oh, they were probably
don't do this.
Wanted to kill everybody.
This is the QR code.
This literally damaged every single family computer that I know of. Anytime somebody was like, "Oh yeah, I burned a new CD," I was like, "Ooh, it's a ticking time bomb."
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. You scanning random QR codes is the same thing as you downloading. And I mean QR codes in the wild, not from an actual server where it's actually pops up on your TV.
That's different.
But I mean, if you walk through just walk through the street and you see a random QR code and you scan it, that's just like downloading. Yeah. I want you to fucking understand this. That is just like downloading a song from LimeWire because you have no idea where you're going.
Yep. It's just some SoundCloud rapper and now they stole all your information.
Finally, we got old amusement parks.
Old
amusement park, old.
No.
So so when you covered in
Action Park.
Action Park.
I would never go to Action Park.
Old. But you've been to those. So is Valley Fair one of those kind of oldie, or is it more modern?
I honestly don't know. I haven't been to Valley Fair since I was in high school.
Okay, so we're talking the old amusement parks we're talking about is half the rides looked unsafe, the food was questionable, and everything smelled weird. But somehow those sketchy little parks were still fun.
That makes me think of carnivals.
Yeah, but more more permanent than the.
I guess it would definitely. The nostalgia, I guess, would probably be there, but I would definitely be sketched out by the the rides and stuff like that.
I think this is absolutely that bad.
Yeah.
Because like just how it's described.
Yeah.
Because like half the rides looked unsafe. The food is questionable. Like, sure, people caught fucking food poison there a time or two. You know, like the old ones.
Yeah.
Kind of like Action Park. That was allowed to go on for years. The
Action
state
Park
even
was a
allowed
mess.
it. They even
That's
saved
true.
it.
They
So,
did.
like,
They did. Well,
what
no,
I
they
mean.
didn't even say it. They tried to take it, and then he was like, no. And then
they
were
basically
like, okay.
helped him. Yeah, exactly. Right there. They basically helped him save it.
They were like, all right, take
Yeah.
it back.
And then kids are dying.
Yeah.
That is
I'm
absolutely that bad
not a
for me.
fan. I need to feel safe.
Yeah, 100%. All right, time for the feel good for the week because it's important to know that there's still good shit happening in the world. So this story is titled Dog Saved from Pound Rescues New Owner from House Fire, a Genuine Treasure. From a New Zealand outlet comes the story of a man who saved a dog from the pound and the dog who saved him from perishing in a house fire. Even though her new forever home has turned to ashes, Hazel the dog managed to save the only thing that really mattered, a life. With a well-placed bite, she woke her sleeping owner, who found to his surprise that his house was on fire. The incident occurred in Wakatane last Friday. Locals told Stuff, which is the magazine's called Stuff.
Okay.
Locals told Stuff that the blaze grew beyond anyone's ability to control faster than they had imagined. Firefighters had been called early on, but for Hazel the dog, it wasn't soon enough. Hazel, who had been surrendered by 2 previous owners, was still only 9 months old at the time, and she wasn't willing to let it be 3 for 3. Hazel woke him up in time to escape with only a case of smoke inhalation. His dog actually bit him and woke him up. If his dog wasn't there, he wouldn't be here. Christina Eichler, the home property manager, told Stuff. Dora Matatenu from JDC Rescue, where Hazel was living, said the tenant's decision to adopt Hazel had definitely saved her life, and that now she had returned the favor.
That's so sweet.
Isn't that insane?
Oh my God.
If you didn't adopt that dog.
That poor dog. It was adopted or it was taken to the shelter by 2 previous owners.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it was
9 months old.
I don't know if it was a couple. I think it was a couple.
Well, they
That's
said
how
it
I read
wasn't going to be a 3rd time, so it made it sound like it was surrendered
It
2
could-
different times.
It could be.
That's
9
so
months
sad.
though. Yeah, that is.
Poor
But
baby.
I mean, after this,
I mean,
you better keep that dog
I
till the
was
wheels
gonna
fall off, because that dog literally saved your life.
Literally, I would never part
You
ways
can't.
with that dog
You're
ever.
a decent human being. There's no way that you
I'd be
could.
like, we're having steak dinners every week, buddy,
I mean,
as an anniversary. Yeah,
that's
we're celebrating every week. You're a great dog, and you're never going back to the shelter.
I'm sure the dog would love it. I mean, obviously, like that's not even that crazy though when you think about it, because that dog literally saved your life.
Yeah, that would. Oh my God.
Like you would have died. You would have died in that house.
Oh, that sweet little baby.
Yeah, that's
oh
insane.
my God, that's good. That's a good one. I'm glad.
Before we wrap up, we want to let everybody know we want to hear from you, whether you agree, disagree, have some topic requests, or maybe have your own Am I the Asshole or even a feel-good story. We want to hear about it, so feel free to drop a comment, send us a direct message, or email us. All of our links and information is available at our website, which is therantingpodcast.com. Anything you want to add before we wrap up?
I don't think so.
No?
I don't think so.
That's a pretty good one, huh?
Yeah, it definitely took me down the memory lane.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Got you going.
Yeah.
All right, that's it for us. If you like the show, feel free to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see everyone next week.
Yay.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.